This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Monday morning to you. It is a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM channel 158. It's Gil Alexander, and that right there is my little buddy. So emotional about him disappearing.
Oh, man. Don't
Kelly Bidlin, everybody.
Don't start crying, man. It's just another Monday.
I know. Just another manic Monday. Wow. How was your weekend? Good?
It was great. Great weekend in Vegas. How about you?
I would have liked a few more of these outcomes to have gone my way.
Yeah.
But I was on Should Have Bet More, Will's podcast last night. He was kind enough to have me on. I think the two biggest takeaways are this week in the NFL. This is guessing lines, by the way, for week 11, where we try to extract some value from the lines. We'll recap everything from yesterday. We'll try to put everything in context from these games and moving forward, get some bets going here, both for week 11 and beyond. I think it was a sort of separation weekend, meaning that we kind of knew who was good, but now we really can't deny who's good. That's a note to self also on some of this. But the other thing is, with some of your betting losses, the pre-flop ATS, and we've said this in some form before, but am I supposed to be mad about my Minnesota handicap when they have 8 false starts?
Oh, no.
And then fumble, kick returns, and J.J. McCarthy started down.
No.
Am I supposed to be mad about my Cleveland handicap when the Jets do nothing but get the back-to-back kick and punt returns?
Yeah.
Like, it's a numbing thing, because, by the way, that applies to a win too, right? It applies to the Atlanta cover. I could say the same about a cover. Should I, was I a genius? No. Really, the way to play this last week turned out to be the square McSquare, Chalk McChalkerson, and just go that whole late window. Just go Seahawks, just go Rams, just go Lions.
Oh, that one was easy.
That
one was a snooze fest and got out of control early. But I wanted to see if you had any more you were going to rattle off. But
there's more.
This is where you try to talk to people, right? Like, welcome to betting the NFL.
Yeah.
Or, this is betting the NFL pregame sides. This is what happens.
Now, you can't go, I'm told you cannot go to the counter and say, hey, can I get my money back? That's not allowed.
Well, that's why we have the CLV store, though. You can get stuffed panda.
Store. Here, by the way,
working on that.
Before we get into week 11 guessing lines, here is the update of Circa Survivor through 10 weeks. Circa Survivor through 10 weeks. Now, this is complete. This was actually complete after the early window yesterday because there was no more eliminations after that. We have exactly 1,000 entries left out of the original 18,718 in Circa Survivor. If you look at the percentages eliminated, you now see that really, out of the 6 years of Circa Survivor, we're just, with the exception of year one, we're just parsing numbers at this point because everything's 93% or higher. We happen to be 94.66% eliminated at this point. But because we started with 18,718, we still have 1,000 left, which is almost as many as started week one. Not quite as many anymore. But it's once you get under 1,000, right, you lose that fourth digit, you start to think, okay, this is real. It's still a lot. That first year, 78.63% were only eliminated through 10 weeks. That's the only outlying year of the 6 years. The Panthers were the biggest culprit yesterday. 490 of the remaining 1,769 going in had the Panthers. They do no favors for Circa Survivor players against the Saints. And the Buffalo Billiards losing to the Dolphins. What is it about the Bills that every year they seem to have a performance like this?
Yeah.
261 out on the Bills.
Nothing I could sit here and defend for that one, that's for sure. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, two close calls on that screen, right? Broncos get home on Thursday, but not like that was easy. And then the Bears.
Totally. If you're a Broncos or Bears Survivor player, you're at church this morning.
Right, you're praying to someone, or you were praying to someone that came through. Oh, man.
So anyway,
the Seahawks on that list, really the only one that was kind of easy.
Because there's exactly 1,000 left, Kelly. Very easy math. Actual retail value of each, $18,718.
Mm-hmm.
After starting with 18,718 entries.
So
there we are.
I haven't done much listening yet or asking around. I know our friend Matt Brown still has one alive. We were texting with him last week, and he kind of pivoted to the Lions because he thought a lot of this action was going to come in on the Panthers and Broncos.
Joe Pita did a pivot away from the Panthers, too. He's got 3 left. There's 33 people that have 3 or more entries left. But again, with 1,000 total, we're not that close to the finish line. We're far away from the starting line, but we're not that close to the finish line either. That's where Circa Survivor starts.
33 with multiple? It's just multiple?
33
or 33
with at least three.
Oh, with at least 3. Wow.
At least 3. So,
man.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's where it stands now. Shall we? Let's get some lines for Week 11 in the National Football League. Let's do it. Missy Elliott, kind enough to do vocals for us there.
Thanks for coming in early, Missy.
Yeah, appreciate it.
It's a big one early on Thursday night. Jets at Patriots.
Jets at Patriots. Jets, I was alluding to it earlier. Jets beat the Browns, and they did so based on 2 things, back-to-back events. Cleveland, first of all, struck first, 95-yard drive on their second possession, helped along by a big PI. Gabriel to Njoku from 9 outs, 7-0 Brownies with 6:34 left in the first quarter. But here's where it turned. Jets, Kene Nwangwu returning the ensuing kickoff 99 yards to the house, tying the game up at 7 apiece. Then after a Cleveland 3-and-out, the ensuing Corey Bojorquez punt, Isaiah Williams 74 yards to the house, 14-7 Jets, just like that. And that's kind of all they would need. I mean, they did have to score more, but that was what propelled them. Jets, though, did tie it a couple drives later. First play, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Fields, or excuse me, the Browns tied, I should say. Jets a couple drives later. First play, 1st and 10 at their own 20. Fields was picked by Ronnie Hickman. That set up Cleveland at the Jets 22. One play, Gabriel to Hickman from 22 out. We're tied at 14. And then after Folk put the Jets back up 17-14, Cleveland, with 45 seconds left in the half from their own 39 and 1 timeout, they end up 3rd and 10 at the Jets, in Jets territory with no timeouts. Gabriel is sacked by Will McDonald, the one thing you can't do in that situation. Fire drill. Andre Schmidt bails him out. 45-yard field goal. Good. At the buzzer. 17 apiece. That was crazy.
There's been a couple of those this season, Gil, that have been so impressive. Like, no way you're getting that kickoff.
That one might have been the most.
It was the most. It was.
Jets, 3rd possession of the second half, were tied at 17 from their own 42. 8 plays. Fields dump off to Brees, 42 to the house. 24-17 Jetropolitans, early 4th quarter. And then Cleveland, 4th and 1 at the Jets, 33. Gabriel sacked by Will McDonald. They get a field goal out of that, 27-17, or the Jets get a field goal out of that, 27-17. Cleveland would get a subsequent field goal, 27-20, but the game would end after the Jets, 4th and 5 at their own 49 with 58 seconds left. They have no intention of running a play. Hard count. Cameron Thomas jumps off sides. Jason Weingarten immediately texted me, I'm not a rigged, fixed guy, but really, Cleveland jumping off sides there? I'm like, okay. All right. The Patriots beat the Buccaneers, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, I must now take them seriously. Yes, I'm aboard. I know they've only played the Bills and the Bucs. You can't help who you play on your schedule.
Right.
But good on the Patriots for going in there. Humid weather, dank conditions, and they get it done against the Bucs. Bucs started out 6 plays, 65 yards. Bayfield to Igbuka from 21 out. 7-0 Bucs, 11:23 left in the first. New England, a couple possessions later, 1 play, made a Kyle Williams for 72 touchdown. Great pass and sprint, 7-7 end of the first quarter. It'd be 10-7 Tampa Bay. New England would matriculate from their own 22, 1st and goal to 1 with 1:44 left in the second quarter. Tampa Bay with no timeouts. And May, by direction of Mike Vrabel, purposely doesn't score on 1st down. This is where this was the key moments of the game, because there's a double dip opportunity here for the Patriots. They had it 1st and goal to 1. Tampa Bay had no timeouts with less than 2 minutes left. And so Vrabel says, don't score on 1st down, and May obliges. But then it gets a little dicey, right?
You okay with that play call?
Yes. From a strategic standpoint, yes, I was. Because it's a double dip. It's perfect NFL strategy.
If you can score.
If
You're
you can
burning
score.
it down.
And Travion got stuffed for no gain on 2nd. He got hit for no gain on 3rd. And then 4th and goal at the 1 with 2 seconds left. They pass May to Stephon Diggs, who makes an amazing toe tap catch in the end zone, 14-10 New England, and they succeed with the double dip because the second play of the second half, Travion in from 55, full sprint, 21-10. By the way, the Travion 2 touchdowns and the one from Kyle Williams, the 3 highest mile per hour sprints by all rookies this year, all in that one game. So 21-10, Tampa Bay from their own 8, Baker to Tez Johnson from 10 out. We could have 21-16. Trickeration on the 2-point conversion did not work. Igbuka couldn't score on the pitch. And then New England now in the fourth quarter, up again, 21-16, 3rd and 14 at their own 38. May, perfect pass to Hollins for 54 to the 8. You're like, oh my God, this guy Drake May's amazing. But then 3rd and goal to 2, he's picked by Tyke Smith in the end zone.
Yeah, it was bad.
Tampa Bay from their own 20, 5:17 left. They're down 5. They matriculate. 4th and 3 at the New England 27 with 1:55 left. Baker almost sacked. He somehow gets it to Rashad White, but it's a 3-yard loss. And New England takes over at their own 30 with 1:47 left. Tampa Bay has all 3 timeouts, but that's when Travion has his second sprint to pay dirt. Second play, Travion for 69, 28-16. It would end 28-23 as an onside kick fail with under a minute left. New England beats Tampa Bay. Good on them, 28-23. This is the Jets at New England Thursday night. I said the Patriots have to be 2 touchdown favorites. I said by 14.
Well, they're not that high. We got 11.5 to 12.5.
Ladies and gentlemen, give me the Pats right out of the chute.
There we go, laying the big number.
Why are
why
are they only 11.5? Explain that to me.
That's a big number, man.
Can I give you the stats on the Jets in that game against the Browns? Browns do have a good D. Justin Fields, 6 of 11 for 54 yards passing.
Yeah, breaking news, he ain't great.
6 of 11 for 54. Again, it was the kick return and punt return.
You know the funniest one? I don't know if anybody else has been tracking this like me, but the Browns finally forced the first interception of the season from Justin Fields.
That's an amazing stat. In total yardage in general, Cleveland outgained the Jets in their loss, 278 to 169. And the Jets are less than a 2-touchdown dog? I mean, against the Patriots at New England? Really?
I think there's still questions about the rest of this Patriots team. Apparently we've hit the week. Gill has swung further than Kelly on the Patriots.
I usually go.
I thought it looked about right. I thought it looked about right here.
Listen,
I mean, we're arguing over a couple points.
I stand by what I said. I stand by what I said. Patriots, easiest schedule in the NFL. I said for the last couple of weeks, you got to bet them for the number 1 seed at big plus money. They're going to be a first-round knockout in the playoffs. Or first game they play anyway. Coming back on a numbers game.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Foley on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
On the next edition of Prop Points, we'll start off the show reacting to all the action from NFL Sunday, and we'll see how many of our favorite player props cashed out for Week 10. Our Monday Night Football matchup will be the Green Bay Packers hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Tom Brawley from FantasyPoints.com will join the program to give out his favorite props for Monday night, and I'll also pop out my favorite props. I'll have a Monday night special as well. I'm John Hansen. Tune into Monday's edition of Prop Points at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
VSiN, the sports betting network.
It's the final week to grab VSiN Sports Equinox Special for just $120. Get full VSiN Pro access through May 1st. Less than $20 a month for every edge, every sport, every day. That includes daily best bets from our hosted guests, live betting splits from DraftKings, Circa, and Brocco, AI-powered prop projections and matchup tools, 24/7 video and replays on the VSiN Watch app, plus full coverage of football, basketball, hockey, March Madness, the NFL Draft, and the Masters. Don't miss your last chance to lock in this special rate. Sign up now, VSiN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. We get tweets at Beating the Book. NCI95 Gambler. I'm here for the May love. Jump on the train, Gil. It's nice and comfy in here. Love ANG and listen to it every day. Thank you, NCI95 Gambler. Well, let's put that May stuff in context, right? By the way, Money Caperletti responding to Will posting his Should Have Bet More podcast. He goes, Gil on the MVP race. Great timing with the new favorite. Here's the thing. I don't think he's the MVP. Let's not get crazy. I do. He is the short shot now. Drake May is the short shot all of a sudden to be MVP. The interesting thing about this game yesterday is the Patriots had 5 plays where they gained like 270-some yards. 5 plays. Mm-hmm. So it was the 2 Travion touchdowns.
I was going to say a couple long runs.
The 2 Travion touchdowns. Then the touchdown to Kyle Williams, which was mostly yak. Nice pass to Mac Hollins. I can't remember what the 5th play was.
Why does Mac Hollins, like, every year have a couple games where you're like, why isn't Mac Hollins, like, a go-to wide receiver in the NFL?
Anyway, I'm pointing this out because also Sam Darnold is at 10-1, and people were starting to bet Sam Darnold during the Seahawks game yesterday. And I'm like, why are they betting Sam Darnold? They had 2 defensive touchdowns, 1 yak touchdown to Kupp. Like, what are we doing? Sam Darnold then had 2 turnovers. What are we doing with betting Darnold? To me, the more interesting...
I'm okay with it, though. Because still, at the end of the day, we're gonna check it. Who's? I mean, the case I think is similar for both right now with May and Darnold. Is you're the lead for the 1 seed in each conference,
right?
And that's going to be a big part of the story.
Okay, but again, the point is that a lot of what both did yesterday was not on their arm, right? A lot of their team result was not on their arm. I'm not saying it wasn't about them, also,
right?
But it wasn't like they led the way necessarily, right? Whereas Matthew Stafford and Jonathan Taylor. Can we talk about these 2 guys?
Please.
Matthew Stafford. This is hardly. Look, he's 3-1, so it's not like the market disagrees with this.
I got a 45-1 on him, so let's go. Let's go, Matty Stafford.
You are sitting on, I think, the best MVP ticket because that's his 3rd straight game with 4 touchdowns and no picks. Do you know what the record is for that? 5. Peyton Manning. No one's ever really Matthew Stafford gets older and older and better. That game against the Niners, which we'll get to, was about as dominant of a quarterbacking performance as you're likely to see. It was a virtuoso from him. And there is this, I've used it in past awards, and Will used it last night on the pod, which is there is this lifetime achievement. It's like a very Grammy Award thing. Mm-hmm. There is this lifetime achievement aspect to Stafford where I do think some voters out of sentimentality will be like, this is probably the year we should give it to him.
Well, and especially if you're, I agree with that. Unfortunately, I also agree with if you're directly comparing it to Drake May, you're going to be like, that kid will be around for a while.
100%. The other one is Jonathan Taylor, which we have summarily sort of dismissed because we have Aaron Schatz on a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Aaron Schatz is one of the 50 AP voters for these awards, and Aaron has stated on numerous occasions on this show, dude, the way that he didn't say dude, but that's the way I'll say that he said it. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, the way that he looks at football through the prism of analytics, quarterback is so much more important of a position than anything else that he will absolutely not vote for anybody besides a quarterback for MVP unless something completely outlying happened, and he reserves Offensive Player of the Year for the best non-quarterback. We don't know how many of the other 49 voters feel this way, but if they are unlikely to be like him, if there's enough of those 49 that are not similar to Aaron Schatz's way of thinking, Jonathan Taylor at 6-1 becomes a interesting shot also there.
I can't do it.
I can't either, but I just think we need to point it out in case it happens.
Yep. And look, if this season keeps going like it looks like it's going, I understand. I understand the case. I understand the outrage if he gets left off or he's 3rd on the ballot or whatever. Yeah, I'm with Aaron. This is a quarterback. In 2025, it's quarterback always for me.
Yeah. All right, let's do the Europe game.
And maybe most notably on there, right? Josh Allen tumbles from your favorite to 5th on the odds board after 1 week of football. It's crazy. All right, Sunday in Madrid. You're welcome. Commanders and the Dolphins.
I think you're supposed to say de nada. I believe is what you're supposed to say. No Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels will not be making the trip to Madrid, Spain, which is the last of the international games. That's it. No more international games after this one, people. Kelly's fist pumping like Paulie D.
Let's go.
Okay.
So tired.
I know, right? 3-7 Commodores, 3-7 Dolphins. Washington coming off the loss to Detroit yesterday. This was the one thing that I did get right, which was not that difficult to get right, but I was like, Detroit can name their score. Will it be in the 30s? Will it be in the 40s? That's exactly what happened. Washington gets crunched by Detroit right from the beginning. First drive for Detroit, 10 plays, 78 yards. Goff to Gibbs from 14 out, 7-0 Lions. Next time they had the ball, 7-3. 9 plays, 65 yards. Goff to St. Brown from 9 out. He does the Donald Trump dance at that point with the president in attendance. 14-3 Detroit towards the end of the first quarter. Next time Detroit got the ball from their own 13, 9 plays, 87 yards. Gibbs in from 13, 20-3 Detroit. Then Washington goes nuts. Deron Payne gets DQ'd. They're punching Detroit players. Montgomery's in for 2, made it 22-3 at that point. It would be 25-10 at the half. No need to go into every detail. First drive of the third quarter, Detroit, 5 plays, 72 yards. Goff to Jameson for 2 to start, to Jameson from 14 out to end it, 32-10. Then this was the Donald J. Trump in the booth portion of the game at 32-10, where the president thought he was, apolitically speaking, of course, the president thought he was talking to the Washington Commanders broadcast team. Did you get this? It was very awkward.
No, I did not.
It was very awkward because it was like, your backup quarterback is a good quarterback, and your first string has the potential to be a great quarterback if he could stop the injuries somehow. Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma are like, I think he thinks we're Washington announcers. But anyway, it went unscathed. He had his football opinions. It was interesting. 4th and 3 of the Detroit 4. Mariota to Debo from 4 out, 32-16. 2-point try fails. And then Detroit would make it 35-16. And then Gibbs in from 44, 41-16. Extra point blocked. Washington would get a garbage touchdown. Mariota wasn't bad. 41-22. 44-22 is your final. A 546 total yards performance by the Lions. And then there's the Dolphins. By the way, the thing with Washington, you want to know how bad, in the lost season of Washington, with all the injuries, this is the second time in franchise history that Washington has lost 4 straight games by 20-plus points. 1954 the other time. It's also the most points they've allowed over a 4-game stretch since 1954. And then Miami against the Bills. Miami off the schneid. 3rd and 11, own 34, a pick deep by Cole Bishop. You thought more of the same, but then the next time Miami had the ball, after a Buffalo 3 and out, 12 plays, 92 yards, 2 to Malik Washington from 19 out, 7-0 Dolphins, 4:49 left first quarter. Buffalo then, in a series of matriculations that ended up with nothing, over and over and over. This is just like that Buffalo Jaguars game 3 years ago when I had Buffalo in Survivor and they went into Jacksonville and lost 9-6. Buffalo 4th and 1 at the Miami 49. Allen incomplete downfield intended for Jackson Hawes. Miami 3 plays, 51 yards. 2 to Waddle from 38 out to start the second quarter. Touchdown. By the way, there were reports that the Bills tried to get Waddle from the Dolphins, and they're like, yeah, right. Patterson wide right on the extra point. So it's 13-0 Dolphins early second quarter. 2 drives later for Buffalo from their own 15. 4th and 1 at the Miami 39. Neutral zone infraction. Next play, 1st and 10 at the Miami 34. James Cook for 9. Tackled by Dante Trader Jr. Fumbles it forward. Eventually recovered by Juju Brents at the Miami 5.
Just wild.
16-0 Dolphins at the half. Third quarter, more of the same from Buffalo. They start at their own 18. 3rd and 16 at their own 30. Allen flushed out of the pocket. Looks like he'll run. Turns back just before getting to the line of scrimmage. Scrambles back. Finds Samuel for 21. You're like, wow, here it comes.
Amazing Josh Allen
play. The Allen heroics are coming. 9 plays later, 3rd and goal at the 5. He's picked in the end zone by Ifeatu Melifonwu.
And what was that? What was that?
I have no idea.
It's inexcusable for any quarterback in the NFL. If you're supposed to be one of the best, what was that?
Next time Buffalo got the ball, they did get in the end zone. 8 plays, 98 yards. Allen to Keon Coleman from 35 out, but they blew the 2-point try, so it's 16-6 when Shakir was hammered by Minka at the goal line.
Great hit.
12:36 left. And Miami 3rd and 9 at their own 34. Tua's picked deep by Maxwell Hairston. So Buffalo's down 10. 3rd and 1 at their own 41. Allen for 15. Tackled by Jack Jones. He fumbles. Minka recovers. Over and over and over with Buffalo yesterday.
Just dragging Dolphins and then one swing. One punch comes in.
And Miami makes them pay. 2 plays, 62 yards. Achane in from 59. 23-6.
He's so good. Why do I have to watch Achane in a Dolphins uniform?
Well, get to 23-13, and then the Bills with all 3 timeouts. Miami with the ball late. 3rd and 8 at the Buffalo 35. Achane housing it once again. 30-13. The Dolphins crush the Bills. Achane 22 for 174. This is in Spain. It's Washington, quote unquote, at Miami. I will say the Dolphins by 1.5.
2.5. 2.5.
Okay.
Across the board.
That makes sense to me.
1-2.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay.
Tua still sucks. Those are bad interceptions by him, too.
Yeah.
Like, real bad. Like, YOLO. Hey, yeah, go get it, Waddle. Oh, wait, there's 2 guys down there?
What is it about the Buffalo Bills, though, that they have these games in them?
It's wild.
That was the flattest performance of the day.
Yep.
For sure. Coming back on a numbers game, guessing lines for Week 11, right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Got a good thing coming. Just wait and see. It's a good. Your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Look at this burger, Kelly. How much do you think this would
Try not to look at this anymore. It's so good.
How much do you think this would set you back right here? Let's look at that thing.
I don't know.
Make the holidays unforgettable with Omaha Steaks. From holiday roast to hand-selected gift packages, Omaha Steaks delivers top-quality meals and memorable gifts that bring everyone together. Who cares about what it might do for your 100-pound diet? Every steak perfectly aged and hand-carved for exceptional flavor. And right now, as a VSiN exclusive, you get 16 free smash burgers with any order of $129 or more, plus 50% off site-wide. Visit omahasteaks.com/VSiN. That's omahasteaks.com/VSIN. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details. We get tweets at Beating the Book. This is from Bruce Dobiggin talking about that Bills stuff. He says, Bills dressing room sent a message Sunday to the GM, Brandon Beane, to show how much they appreciated his whiff on trade deadline. They look like a group who are expecting help, but they got nothing. Should be an interesting week, upcoming as Beane scours the waiver wire for scraps. Sounds like a bitter Bills fan right there.
It does have to be tough to watch, though. The past couple years, it's like they've just it's been like, Josh Allen, you got to figure it out. We're going to give you no help. Like, I mean, they've really done nothing to go out and get anybody on the outside. They rely so much on those tight ends and James Cook and just Josh Allen to do everything. And really, it comes down to that offensive line, right? When that offensive line is not winning and dominating, they struggle.
Shrek McPhee. Oh, my God, Gil. Tirante has to be looked at today for match fixing. Minus 810 pre-flop, completely standing there. Set 2, not even attempting. Low-level tennis tournaments. Oof, he says. Yeah, you probably shouldn't be betting the Challenger Tour. And this is now that we have the NBA betting scandal, now that we have the Clase Ortiz news from the weekend, which we'll get to later. Yeah. Low-level tennis matches, that's where it's rife for this kind of thing. A real Knicks. Remember in August when we were all writing Stafford off because his back was bad? I drafted him as a fantasy backup to Burrow in a league where quarterbacks score a ton of points. Talk about lucky, not betting him 4 weeks ago for MVP. Not so lucky. And Las Vegas 514, I was there yesterday between Air Force One flying over the stadium, then Trump getting booed. Truly a lost season. Interesting fact, Trump first sitting president to attend a regular season game in over 50 years. Yeah, since Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Yes. I found that surprising. A regular season NFL game, first sitting president over half a century. Although if you
I feel like we just saw him recently.
Although if you do the math, maybe it was Jimmy Carter then, if it was 50 years. So maybe it was Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Or maybe it was one Jimmy Carter, because that's not quite 50 years either. I don't know. It was one of them. We should probably launch a numbers game investigation on that one. All right, what's next?
All right, next up, early window. Speaking of those Bills, Buccaneers at the Bills.
I bet the Patriots minus 11.5.
I lied. That is not the next game. The next game is Panthers at Falcons.
Panthers at Falcons.
You're in on what? I'm sorry?
I'm in on the Patriots.
You're in on the Patriots, all right.
What could go wrong in a primetime midweek game? Carolina 5-5 after losing to New Orleans and crushing survivors yesterday, who had them. At Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons are 3-6. What do you make of either of these teams? How do each of these have their records? Carolina, 67-yard drive to start things. They go up 7-0. Rico Dowdle in from 5. Rico Dowdle. Fake Hinkle McDingleberry, by the way, in the end zone because he got flagged for it last year.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good. The fake was great.
Yeah,
got everybody around him, and then just now.
Let's see. 7-3 Carolina. New Orleans from their own 25. A little later now. 4th and 1 at their own 34. Taysom for 2. 3 plays later, Shuck to Olave for 62. 10-7 New Orleans. 9:21 left in the second. We go to the second half. Carolina, Fitzgerald, 48-yard field goal try blocked, but New Orleans' Cameron Jordan touches it beyond the line of scrimmage. Damian Lewis of Carolina recovers, but 4 plays later, 1st and 10th at New Orleans 15. Bryce fumbles. Pete Werner recovers. So a rare block of a field goal that gets touched beyond the line of scrimmage, and the team whose field goal was blocked still recovers it. But 4 plays later, Bryce fumbles anyway. There you go.
That took me a minute to understand, but no, I get it. You just don't see it often.
Carolina's second play, subsequent drive. 2nd and 5 at their own 45. Bryce picked by Alante Taylor. New Orleans set up at the Carolina 43. 5 plays. Shuck to Juwan Johnson from 30 out. 17-7 Nolans. 10:20 left in the ball game. And then Carolina 4th and 2 at the New Orleans 42. Bryce to Chuba Hubbard for 1. And then New Orleans, you see the way this game ended? New Orleans from their own 41 with 7:35 left in the game, they never gave it back. And they had to take kneel downs, 1st and goal at the 5.
Is that how long they had it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Carolina couldn't do anything with it. New Orleans wins at 17-7. They're at Atlanta. This was the pretty, as far as international games go, about the best one we've ever seen. Right up there.
Yeah.
Atlanta and Indianapolis. Fireworks early. Atlanta, first time with the ball, 3rd and 8 at their own 46. Penix sacked by Cam Bynum. Fumbles. Jermaine Pratt recovers. Indianapolis set up at the Atlanta 23. Ashton Doolin for 22. JT in from 1. That's Taylor. 6-0. Badgley misses the extra point. 8:36 left first quarter. Then Atlanta, Penix to London for 30 to start. Then to London for 13. PI thrown in the middle. Algier for 13. Then 1 into the end zone. 7-6 Atlanta. 6:07 left first quarter. Indianapolis responds. Taylor for 28. Then Jones to Pierce down the middle from 37 out. 13-7 Colts. 5:19 left in the first quarter. We're still in the first quarter with all this. Then we get to the second quarter. Atlanta set up at their own 45. 6 plays. Penix to London from 16 out. 14-13 Falcons. 3:25 left second quarter. Indianapolis responds. 2nd and 1 at their own 49 with 1:03 left. Oh, they don't respond. Jones sacked by Caden Ellis. And then 3rd and 11 at their own 39. This is an interesting way to end the half. So it's 14-13 Falcons. Colts have the ball 3rd and 11 at their own 39 with 1:03 left. And the clock is ticking. So ticking down into the 40s and into the 30s. Indianapolis, 2nd and 1 at their own. Okay, 2nd and 1 at their own 49. Let's start that again. 2nd and 1 at their own 49 with 1:03 left. Jones is sacked by Caden Ellis. So it's 3rd and 11 at their own 39. Clock is ticking down. Jones is picked by Jesse Bates. Halftime. The announcers keep criticizing Raheem Morris incessantly for not having called timeout before the last play to preserve time when it's such. And I'm like screaming at the announcers because I'm like, this is such poor analysis. Like after the fact, they're like, oh, he should have called timeout. They would have had more time left for them to try to get a field goal. But when it's at your own 39-yard line, 3rd and 11, you can't call timeout on defense because then you might aid and abet a first down that leads to their field goal.
Sure, or worse.
So the announcer, they for like a minute went on and on about this, and I'm like, you can criticize Raheem Morris for a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
That would not be one of them. It was such armchair quarterbacking. Like it was just terrible on that. Because you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't there. Third quarter, Atlanta after Penix underthrows Pitts for a short touchdown. Zane Gonzalez, 43-yard field goal, 17-13 Atlanta. Penix, man. Can I just say this about Penix, too? Whatever the opposite of pocket presence is, that's what he's got. 17-13 Atlanta. 12:36 left third quarter. Indianapolis set up at the Atlanta 44 after Doolin 50-yard kickoff return to Taylor, Jonathan Taylor, for 24 to start. But then Jones sacked by Jalen Walker, recovers his own fumble. 2 plays later, Jones is sacked by James Pierce Jr., recovered by Jalen Walker. Next time Indianapolis has the ball from their own 13, 4th and 1 at the Atlanta 19. Taylor for 5 along the way, then 4th and 1 at the Atlanta 5, 2-yard loss. So Atlanta's preserving this lead through all these near misses. Then Indianapolis, after a Downs 24-yard punt return, this is in the fourth quarter now, set up at the Atlanta 47. On 3rd and 1 at the Atlanta 16, Indianapolis converts their first third down of the day on a Jones sneak. They were 0 for 7 on third before that. And they have to settle for a Badgley 34-yard field goal to cut it to 17-16 with 9 minutes left in regulation. Next time Indianapolis gets the ball, because Atlanta can't do anything. From their own 9, second play, Taylor for 83 to the house. 22-17, two-point try batted down. 6:02 left. Atlanta from their own 29 now, down 5 with 5:57 left. 6 plays, they get to 1st and 10 at the Indianapolis 19 with 2 minutes left. So this, again, is one of those things, okay, can we score with as little time left on the clock as possible? Algier wasn't letting them do that. Algier for 10, then 8, then 1 touchdown. 2-point try to London, good. 25-22 Atlanta, 1:44 left. They weren't going to get too cute with it. You score, you score. But Indianapolis immediately gets an Amir Abdullah 49-yard kickoff return. They're set up at the Atlanta 48 with 1:37 left. They're not thinking 3. They're thinking touchdown with 1 timeout. But an incomplete, then a sack. 3rd and 21, Jones for 19. Then 4th and 2 at the Atlanta 40, Jones to Warren for 10. Because they didn't want to try a 58-yarder at that point. Indianapolis ends up with a Badgley 44-yarder. 25-25, we're going to overtime where Atlanta punts on their first possession. And then Indianapolis from their own 43 matriculate. Jones to Warren, 23-yard hook up the big chunk. JT 5 carries from there, in from 8, 31-25 Colts. Jonathan Taylor just tremendous. But the Falcons, as we're talking about here, Penix, 12 for 28 for 177. 12 forward passes completed. 0 for 8 on third. So as bad as the Colts were on third, Falcons were 0 for 8 on third. 519 to 290 advantage in total yards for the Colts in a game that went into overtime. That said, Falcons minus 4.5 hosting the Panthers.
Little off 3.5 everywhere.
Just 3.5, huh? That gets the 3. That's a banger. For sure.
I want absolutely nothing to do with this game, Gil.
That would be the answer. The early week answer to the question, what game do you want no part of? That would be it. A early window, at least on paper, clunker of a game. Coming back, looking for value, right here on Guessing Lines on a Monday morning at VSiN.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
Lesson number 1, Patty's back. I still believe that Caleb Williams is not any good. And, other than Rome Odunze, I don't trust anyone that can't run the ball.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. Gil Alexander, Derek Stevens, Shangri-La in the desert. By the way, that's what Circa's called, I believe. Kelly Bidlin, producer number 9, so much more than a producer. By the way, I'm being told by folks on Twitter, Mr. Masterline says it was Jimmy Carter, 1978, last sitting American president to attend a football game. Forrest Lehman says they said Carter on the broadcast, so not quite 50 years. Close to 50 years, but not quite. The only game I remember from a 1978 Washington standpoint, assuming he attended a Washington game, was a Monday night game where Washington beat Dallas 9-5. I wonder if it was that game.
9-5?
Yeah,
okay.
Theismann ran out the back of the end zone with his hand up in the air to stick it to Dallas. Chris Heath, Gerald Ford seems like the kind of guy that would go to a football game. Well, yes, he did play football at the University of Michigan, but that predated Carter. Judd O'Connor, the what could have been if McVay had a younger Stafford, would we talk about McVay and Matt the same way people talk about Bill and Brady? It's a good point. Yeah, absolutely. But I'll tell you, man, both are great. McVay and Stafford both.
I mean, I love both those guys.
Yep.
Couple more rings, right?
For show.
That's what you need there.
Yes. All right, what's next?
I get it, though. If he was younger, could it have happened? Yes.
Yeah.
It could have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Bucks at the Bills.
Bucks at the Bills. So we talked about both of these teams. So the Bucks lose to the Patriots. The Bucks fall to 6-3. But because the Falcons lost and the Panthers lost, it's not like they don't have cushion still in the NFC South.
That division was theirs in May.
Yeah, Bucks just chilling at 6-3. They're at Buffalo. Buffalo drops to 6-3. I'll tell you this though.
Yeah, this division.
The Bills are thinking, or at least if you gave them truth serum, they got to be thinking to themselves, maybe this is a wild card year at best.
Mm-hmm.
Bucks yesterday. Baker was 28 of 43 for 273, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Egbuka, 6 catches for 115 and a touchdown. And as I mentioned earlier, the Bucks surrendered 276 yards of offense to the Patriots on 5 plays.
Yeah.
5 and 3 touchdowns on those 5 plays. Allen in defeat, Josh Allen, 28 of 40 for 306, but a pick, a fumble lost, just a disaster game for the Bills. I'll say Bill.
Even those numbers still sound better than what it was.
I agree. Bills minus 4.5 at home against the Bucks is my guess.
This is where I had kind of had it at as well, Gil. There were spots that opened 6. I jumped on a Bucks 6 minus 120. It is 5.5 pretty much across the board right now.
6 seems way high.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. You know me, going against the Bills is not something I do quite often in Buffalo.
Yep. All right. Next.
All right, next up, we have the Texans at the Titans. Plenty of tickets available.
Well, as amazing as that, just performance was by the Bills in entirety, the Jaguars were completely on brand yesterday as the Texans come from way behind to beat the Jaguars. 36-29. Houston, third play of the game, 2nd and 10 at their own 43. Mills picked by Jerry and Jones, who jumped the route. Jacksonville gets a 32-yard field goal from Cam Little from that. 3-0 Jaguars. Ensuing kickoff, Tremont Smith fumbles. Danny Strigo recovers. Jacksonville set up at the Houston 19. 5 plays. Trevor to Parker Washington from 7 out. 10-0 Jaguars. Next time, or a couple times later, Houston 3 and out. Parker Washington takes the ensuing punt. 72 yards to the house. 17-0 Jaguars. 11:40 left in the second quarter. 17-3 now. They would trade field goals. Little would hit a 53-yarder, which for him is a chip shot. 20-3 Jacksonville. Then Houston would get on the board here with a touchdown. 65 yards. Mills to Collins for 19 and 16 on the drive. P.I. thrown in there. Marks in from 1, 20-10. And then Jacksonville from their own 36 late first half with 1:14 left. They get it to 1st and 10 to Houston 49 with 17 seconds left. Now you have Little. Think you could try another 67-yarder.
We were all robbed, Gil.
And Trevor's picked by Derek Stingley, who reads it perfectly. So keep that play in mind, 20-10. So third quarter now, Jacksonville will get it to 23-10. Houston 4th and 5 at the Jacksonville 42. Mills incomplete intended for Collins. Jacksonville 3rd and 17 at their own 45. Trevor to Johnny Munt for 21. Eventually Etienne in from 6. 29-10. The 2-point try fails. 1:33 left in the third quarter. Jacksonville up 19. Well, there's really no need to watch the rest of this one, right? But
right.
then this happens.
Because the Texans' offense sucks. And they have a backup quarterback in, Gil. This is dunzo.
But no. Houston, 13 plays, 65 yards, including a 4th and 2 conversion at the Jacksonville 17. Mills to Jalen Noel for 5. Then 3 plays later, Mills to Jaden Higgins from 12 out. Mills to Nico for 2, 29-18, 12-16 left. Jacksonville 3 and out. Houston from their own 49. 6 plays, 51 yards. Mills to Schultz, 29-24. Jacksonville 2-point try fails. 7:29 left. 29-24. Then Jacksonville 3 and out with a near pick thrown in the middle of that. Houston, 6:10 left from their own 7. How does a 14-play, 93-yard drive feel? They matriculated all the way to 1st and goal to 7, but a 2-yard loss and a false start. So it ends up being 3rd and goal to 14. No problem. The fleet of foot Davis Mills to the house. 2-point try fails again. 30-29. Houston, 31 seconds left in the ball game. And if you're a Jacksonville money liner, you're like, I cannot believe this happened. If you're a Jacksonville spread person, many are like, we're still going to win.
Yeah,
this.
we're still okay.
We're still okay, right? But you remember that Eagles-Rams game from about a month or so ago? 2 months? Jacksonville from their own 33 with 27 seconds left and 1 timeout. Trevor sacked. 2nd and 19 at their own 24 with 22 seconds left. Remember, all they need is a field goal. Trevor for 21 to their own 45. 13 seconds left, Kelly. So they're like, okay, we got to get this field goal. But then a hands to the face on the extra offensive lineman, Chuma Edoga, puts him back. Now 7 seconds left, 4th quarter, back at their own 35. They need 15 yards and a clock stoppage. What they didn't need, or what Jacksonville bettors in many cases didn't need, is that Trevor got sacked by Will Anderson. He fumbles before his arm moved forward. Sheldon Rankins grabs it, 32 to the house, 36-29. Texans, oh my God. Brutality.
How did we not get a chance? Everybody deserved that Cam Little 70-yarder chance. We talked about that prop last week. I was like, we really might see it. We might see it.
What a brutal loss for the Jaguars. What an on-brand loss for the Jaguars.
Yep.
And I get it, too. I mean, I say about Washington, all these injuries, they got no receivers. They have no receivers, right? They're 1, 2, and 3 are all out.
Mm-hmm.
So I do put it all in context. But you can't lose a 29-10 game into the 4th quarter.
That was very fair of you to bring up, Gil.
Thank you very much.
Because we usually destroy Trevor Lawrence and the Jags, and yes, it's a lot of that still falls on him, but yeah.
But, I mean, Texans outgained him 412 to 213.
I'm going to steal a line from Mike Somich and Patrick Maher I heard on the Sharp Money podcast on my way up here. You guys should go check that out. I think this was from Mike. He goes, what if I told you that there was a 26-point 4th quarter score and a comeback win?
That's great.
Definitely it was going to be the Houston Texans, right? That was who you were going to guess? Davis Mills, the Houston Texans?
Oh, man. Houston -6 at Tennessee, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, this is a continued trend on guessing lines with Gil and the Titans. You're a little light. This is Texans 7.5.
I just don't know. I have no idea how to price Titans.
It's comical, right? Because if you've been watching, listening every single week, Gil has been like 2 points off, 1.5, 2 points off.
Texans by 7.5. And you seems so. Could we get C.J. Stroud here?
Stroud should be back.
Yeah, Stroud should be back.
Stroud should be back.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's not ridiculous, but. Through the 7, okay.
I have a feeling you're like me at this point where, I'd probably be setting around here too, and I still have no interest in betting the Titans catching 7.5.
Yeah, none.
Off the bye, too.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good at all. Want to do one more here? No. Can we squeeze one? I don't think we can. Let me just ask you
want to talk about Rookie of the Year?
Let's talk about Rookie of the Year since that came up, right. Because it came up because we were just talking about Igbuka scoring.
Yeah.
Yes, we should bring this up because we haven't gotten to the Giants yet.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackson Dart had to leave the game. He got banged up bad. Had to go to the tent. Never came back. Russell Wilson went the rest of the way. This was always the problem that we mentioned with the Jackson Dart Rookie of the Year tickets. As great as if you got a great number on it, good for you. But remember, there was always this possibility of he runs as long as he can stay upright. I don't know, man. If this is your franchise quarterback, right? Are you really rushing to keep playing him? They only have 2 wins. Season's going nowhere. Igbuka now the favorite at -130. Dart is +160. Tyler Warren continues to lurk.
Yes.
He's a lurker.
That's the only thing that's scary about this.
At 5-1.
I will be monitoring this all week, Gil, because I think there's is there not a real chance? Jackson Dart, this is the 4th time He has been evaluated for a concussion between this regular season and preseason.
And that play was ugly.
It was bad.
Got hit in the head, and then his neck got cocked back.
Yeah, I would not be shocked if they have 2 wins if they shut him down for the rest of the. I mean, what are you doing at this point? All you're doing is running Dart out there to get his head smashed into the ground. Like, this is not good. So
preseason pre-flop favorite Cam Ward not even on the board anymore.
Not even on.
Travis Hunter 150-1.
The problem is, you can't, I'm going to be monitoring this. I will make an Igbuka bet if there is any Dart news that comes down, but Tyler Ward is right there. Just cashed a season over receiving yards on him yesterday. That was nice. Thank you, Matt Brown. Tailed you on that one.
They'll give it, all things being equal, I think Igbuka gets it over